Is this me?
Who said that? Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant? Do you suck dicks?
Sir, no, sir!
Bull. How tall are you, Private? Sir, 5'9", sir! 5'9", I didn't know they stacked shit that high. You trying to squeeze an inch in on me somewhere, huh? Sir, no, sir! Bullshit, it looks to me like the best part of you ran down to crack your mama's ass and ended up with the brown stain on the mattress. I think you've been cheated. Where in hell are you from anyway, Private? Sir, Texas! Do you suck dick?
Sir, no, sir!
Bullshit. Do you suck dick?
Sir, no, sir!
Bullshit. How tall are you, Private? Sir, 5'9", sir! 5'9", I didn't know they stacked shit that high. You trying to squeeze an inch in on me somewhere, huh? Sir, no, sir! Bullshit, it looks to me like the best part of you ran down to crack your mama's ass and ended up with the brown stain on the mattress. I think you've been cheated. Where in hell are you from anyway, Private? Sir, Texas! Holy dog shit! Texas only steers and queers come from Texas, Private Cowboy. And you don't much look like a steer to me, so that kind of narrows it down. Do you suck dicks? Sir, no, sir! Are you a Peter Pucker? Sir, no, sir! I'll bet you're the kind of guy that would fuck a person in the ass and not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you. Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant?
Hey, what's going on, fellow captains? It's Muse. So there's not going to be a build in today's video. If you are curious about the build, feel free to leave a comment or something like that, and I can screenshot the build and post it for you. I have a lot of builds for this ship, so like the build I have on it is just one of many that I run. The build I have on it is not ideal for the matchmaking I got for this match. I am built for stealth, for radar, for hunting DDs, and we get a game that has one DD and a ton of battleships. And if I was to intentionally have a build to go against a ton of battleships, it would not be the build I have. This is specifically built for engaging DDs and getting DDs out of the game. So that makes it an interesting flavor to things. Had it been a 4 or 5 DD game, I would have been right at home doing what I do, getting DDs off the board. Battleships, I have to be, a game like this that's really just battleship heavy, I have to be very careful as a cruiser. If you play cruisers, you know they get blown up very easy. Plymouth is no exception. If you get broadside, or if somebody has your broadside and they're unspotted and you don't know they have your broadside, it can be a bad day very quickly. So that's one of the things we have to keep on top of this match, is be very cognizant of where people are, who has what firing angle, who's shooting at us, who's not shooting at us. And we end up with a game that, we end up with over 3,000 XP on this game. And we're using the utility of our ship and the utility of this build. And again, I said the build, leans very heavily into stealth and radar. I don't get to use the radar a whole lot during this battle, but I definitely get to use the stealth. Right here, like the carrier has me spotted, but nobody else has me spotted, and I'm spotting for the battleships behind me. I'm basically playing a big DD right now. Our DD spawned at Bravo. That left me over here, but this is the ideal build to play DD in a cruiser. So I'm content with going up to the cap, contesting, spotting, doing all that good stuff up here. I am a stealth radar, so if I get spotted, I know something, and like I don't see anything, then I know like a DD's inside my radar, which is always nice. I love stealth radar builds just for that. So here we're starting to see some stuff. Now this Plymouth is going to get a spot on me, but he's going to smoke up immediately. And he smokes up outside the cap. And I make fun of the smoke cruiser players a lot. The people who run smoke on their Mino and their Plymouths and that kind of thing. For me personally, anytime you give me the option of smoke or radar, I am going to choose radar. I can do so much more for the team with radar than with smoke. And don't get me wrong, like if you're looking for just, high DPM, smoke is the way to go. Like a smoke Plymouth will out DPM me every day of the week. They can fire in situations I can't. They can present themselves at angles I can't, because they're sitting in their smoke when they're firing. They can specifically build for DPM, whereas I have to build more towards the utility side. So there are advantages to smoke. There's also disadvantages, and Plymouth has incredible utility. And when you're running smoke, you're taking away a lot of that utility in favor of DPM. So if you don't have a team that's doing the utility things for you, it's going to be a problem. Like if you don't have spotting while you're sitting in smoke, that's a problem. You can't see to shoot. So while you're sitting in your smoke, you know, dependent on your team's spottings and things like that, I'm the one providing my team spotting and I'm providing utility, and that usually is going to give my team the advantage in a battle. And that's why I personally favor utility and team play builds over DPM builds. They just win me more games. Don't get me wrong, there's definitely games where, like, the team just, I don't know if they're new or what, they just don't have the DPM. It's not there, and there's times where I wish I had ships that were, you know, stronger DPM-wise. But in the overall, the utility aspect gets me a lot more wins than the DPM. You can't just DPM your way out of everything in this game. So we started off, we took this Charlie cap, dusted off the other Plymouth, and then we went dark here, but we're gonna open right back up. I just kind of went dark to, you know, sort things out after taking the cap and getting rid of the Plymouth and kind of figuring out what I needed to do next. And now, like, I saw these two, you know, trying to bully our battleship in the corner back there, so I opened fire just to draw fire from them so they're not, you know, sitting there banging on him the whole time. And we're watching what these guys are shooting, and the John Bart out there, just for whatever reason, just keeps HE loaded, and I think he ends up firing like a single AP salvo at me at one point, but most of what he fires at me is HE. Bismarck, I'm trying to open up the range, get out of the secondaries, so I can engage. And the J-Bart is the scarier one of those ships to me. Bismarck can hurt me, but J-Bart can literally, like, if he catches me broadside with one good salvo, he can depth strike me and knock me out the match. So yeah, the J-Bart is the bigger concern for me than the Bismarck. The Bismarck, as long as I'm not in his secondary range, there's only so much he can do. Just that the Bismarck really, really suffers from the weak pen angles, and knowing when I play my Bismarck, like what I can get through and what I can't get through, like, tells me when I'm in a cruiser, like, what I can get away with. I keep flashing my broadside to these guys. I'm really doing the best I can to draw fire away from my teammate back there and bring it towards me. As long as they're not shooting at him, he's not taking damage. I'm also trying to work my way across the map. Like early on, once I killed that Plymouth, the Bismarck and the John Bart started abandoning that cap. So the fight is kind of moving into Bravo and Alpha, and I want to mirror that and head that way so I'm not, you know, sitting there sailing for 20 minutes with nothing to do. So yeah, we're just gonna move down the map here, stay engaged with them, try to keep them firing at us. Now, they've really kind of pissed off. They took a lot of shots at me. They didn't get a whole lot out of it. They got chewed up pretty bad while they were doing it, so, you know, like, I don't blame them. And Plymouth can really just be a pain in the you-know-what kind of ship. I have so many different builds I run on this ship depending on what I'm trying to do, and it's so good in so many different ways. It's one of the rare ships in the game that has incredibly high utility while also having incredibly high DPM, and there's not a lot of ships like that out there. There goes J-Bart. He got finished off. We are down ships. We're up on points. We're up on caps. I come over here, and I could go in and try to help at Bravo. I'm kind of concerned with that that bag ration out there. One, he's got a radar, which later in the game could come in and be a problem for our DD, so I would prefer to get him out for that reason. Two, I don't want to start driving up through Bravo and engaging these battleships and then giving that bag ration a, broadside crossfire on me. So I would rather engage him first, grab that alpha cap, and then come back and deal with whatever's left in the mid. We have the Charlie cap. We're not going to lose that. If we can get the alpha cap, even if they turn Bravo, that leaves us the 2 caps on the ends of the map, which take more time to go turn back over than the Bravo. So I'm really trying to think like long-term and strategic about what I'm doing here. And I'm trying to play savvy. And now we're going to engage with this bag ration. And we're just going to show off our... We're going to flex our cruiser skills here. So we're AP only. We're ducking, we're diving, we're dodging, we're using the armor. All while just chipping away at this bag ration. I have AP. He does open up to me broadside a couple times, which I'm not sure, like if you're dealing with a ship that only has AP, I'm not sure what his rationing was behind that. It didn't result in like a dev strike or anything, but you're making it easier for me. Had he turned bow in or just stayed kiting out, like I could have kept chipping away slowly, but I wasn't going to get anything big out of it. And here I'm going to flash a little skirt because we saw, battleship shells land behind us. So I want to duck and dive again to change my angle up, make it harder for them to hit. And now we're going to get the finishing touch on this bag ration here. So yeah, we did like 90-something K damage. We did 3K XP. And kind of just ran this whole battle in a match that wasn't favorably set up for us. Yes, Plymouth is a very strong ship. But again, like, if I knew I was going against mostly battleships, I have different builds that would accommodate that better than, a build that is specifically for being stealth and hunting DDs. Not the optimal build. So yeah, that's I don't know, when people are like, ships are bad, I'm not saying Plymouth is bad, I'm just saying in general, when people say ships are bad, there's so many different things you can do with a lot of the ships. Different combinations, different builds, just so many different ways to run them. And sometimes you may just get matchmaking that isn't ideally set up for the way you have your ship built. And there's not a lot you can do. It's like when I take like one of my, my French kiters out, the Martel or anything like that, and I get a game where there's nobody to spot, that's kind of problematic for me. Or a game where, people are looking at me because I have a cruiser icon expecting me to go push a cap. And that's not the way that ship is built. It's not what it's built to do. And I can end up having some really, really bad games just because the build and the matchmaking. And then other games that the matchmaking favors that kiting French build, I end up having a monster game. So it's part of it is just not getting frustrated when you get matches that aren't ideal for whatever you're set up to do, or whatever your ship does best, or any of that kind of thing. I played a game earlier in Kaba, the Khabarovsk, and I got center spawn. It was a 1DD game, and the other DD had like, I forget what it was. It was an IJN or Pan-Asian or something, but it had stupid low concealment, and my concealment was 6.6. Like, I'm running a full gunboat Kaba. So yeah, it's like 1.5 kilometers difference. I can't just go in there and try to outspot them, and my team was getting very frustrated, but like, I'm not built to just go into Bravo Cap and, take on a DD I can't see when he's got 6 ships supporting him. It's not what my ship is built to do. So it is what it is. And there's a lot of ships like that. There's a lot of builds like that that just, they're not going to excel in every single matchmaking scenario. But yeah, I've been running Radar Plymouth since day one when Plymouth dropped. I ran Mino as Radar when nobody was running Mino. Like, now everybody runs Radar Minos, but like back when Mino first came out, nobody ran the Radar on that thing. No, I was the only person, and I mean battle after battle after battle, we would see Minos, and every single one of them would smoke up. There was nobody running Radar. And that's just become one of my things. Like, I love my Radar cruisers, and yeah, if you give me the option of smoke or Radar, it's going to be Radar every time. Every single time. There's just so much more utility to it than smoke. And again, you can get some big DPM games with the smoke, but you're really nerfing yourself on the utility side. So that's pretty much all I have. I just wanted to show kind of what could be done with Radar rather than smoke. How to play when you don't have smoke, you know. It's different tactics, different gameplay. That's all I have for you, though. I will catch you next time, though, fellow captains. Good hunting, fair seas. Take care. Bye.